Now, Author Talk.
Hey, good Monday afternoon, you guys. We're usually in the morning, but we decided to switch it up and do it in the afternoon. You guys know me, Amy, and I'm here with Sandy and Russell, and our guest today is Denise. So everyone say hi.
Hello.
Hi. So this is take 2 for Author
Take
Talk. Because Amazon, Facebook has changed things up a little bit, and I didn't wait, which is my normal. That's what I do normally, is I don't wait. So I didn't wait for it to say go, and we just started recording and talking, not recording, just talking. So here's Author Talk, and we're with Denise Ditto. Denise, which do you prefer to be? I always knew you as Denise Satterfield, and then I saw as an author, you're Denise Ditto.
Right. Well, my that's my maiden name, Ditto. So
okay.
So you can call me everything and anything you want.
But she doesn't have to call you Johnson?
No.
And Denise, you can let your husband know we are live. So if he wants to make sure he signed it, so he was waiting for us to go live also. So thank you to the people who are already watching. We have Felicia Little, or Mac as we know her, and James Price, Manning Wolf. Hi, Manning. I just met her on Thursday night, so good to see you.
I wanted everyone to see this great picture that Amy's husband, Josh, posted this weekend of her new background. I thought it was so attractive. It's the most important thing I did all weekend, except for babysit my granddaughter, was to enlarge this because I wanted to get a great picture of Amy.
Yeah, that's a great picture.
You guys, I'm telling you.
So behind Amy, you'll see what she did for the weekend. She has a new wall painted. So actually, Amy has an office now because she's working with Vinyl Draft Radio, where she has a show every Friday morning at 9 a.m. And Russell and I are going to drive to Clear Lake and be on that show on June 15th, Friday.
That means you need to be here about 7 o'clock, Sandy.
Are we going down? Are we going together?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you
good.
Should.
Okay, well then we'll have to work that out. I'll pick you up. But you're the one that's got to leave and get back here, though. So anyway, we'll work out the details. So one of the things we were showing before we were on Facebook Live was what Denise did for the weekend. And so to show you an example of a great way to market.
Right, and I have some questions about that afterwards, too.
Okay, so here's Denise. Denise is at, what festival was this, Denise?
Sam Houston Folk Festival in Huntsville.
And so she sent me these pictures on Friday and Saturday, and I didn't even know you were there all 3 days. So the picture on my left, I don't know if it's on your left or not, but the one with the kids holding the book, that's one of her children's books. Well, I guess they're holding it on the other one as well. So in the one where the kids are all have green shirts, was that a group of kids that was on a field trip kind of?
Well,
yeah, she needs to retell the story, Sandy.
Okay, let's tell the story about the Sam Houston Folk Festival.
Yes, well, the Sam Houston Folk Festival, this is its 19th year of having it. It's across the street. It's where Sam Houston's house is, where he came home from back in the day. And when he returned home, they had a festival for him. And so about 19 years ago, actually the Sam Houston State University, I believe this is the truth, I haven't double checked it, I heard it yesterday or over the weekend, that the school got a grant to have this big festival. They have reenactment people walking around. They do a reenactment of him coming home at his house. And on Fridays of this weekend, they bus children in from all over, probably 2 or 3 hours, a couple of hours away is the distance that they travel. And there were 2,500 kids that came to this event. And they're learning history. They're learning about Sam Houston, and they have some Mexican dancers that do the traditional Mexican dancing and platform. They have tomahawk competitions, and I mean, it's just a very laid back, really wonderful step back in history is really what it was. This is my second year to do this festival. So on Friday, we had all the kids coming by, and then Saturday we had a lot of people just from the community coming through to just get a little piece of history and learn a little bit, and then a few vendors. And then, of course, on Sunday, we had torrential rain, and luckily I was able to save everything, but, because we knew it was coming, the sky was black. I wish I had sent a picture to Sandy so you guys can see, but I'm sure if you live up north here, I'm in Montgomery, it poured down rain, and it was a lot of rain, We needed it, didn't we, Russell?
Well, so it sounds like a great thing to do. And one of the things I pointed out initially, and we talked about, was the fact that what a great opportunity to market a children's book.
Right.
So if you're at a place, so Valerie Sweeten, if you're listening, we need to find out how to get you there next year, because her books are children's books that are about being socially conscious and all that, about the rainforest and other travel areas. So, but I think that is awesome. Congratulations on being there and on doing a great job with marketing, because if you're marketing a children's book, where do you want to be? You want to be where there's 2,500 kids being bussed in to see the festival. So congratulations, Denise. And those are great pictures. And I'll stop sharing those and go back.
I was wondering.
I want to know whose phone rang. That's all I want to know.
Yeah, turn your phone off, Aimee, and tell the black cat to get back up.
That was a bird, Russell.
I do believe it was Russell's phone that rang. Well, it wasn't. Oh, I wouldn't have said anything.
There's a lot of phones in the cigar bar right now.
I thought that was Russell, and I'm like, okay, now's my chance to really get Russell.
Well, you missed.
Anyway, so that's what happened to all of us over the weekend. On this weekend, I did nothing. Didn't even go to a dinner that I was supposed to go to Saturday night. So I just had a little queasiness. So anyway, now it's Monday. We're headed for the full week. We all got stuff to do. Denise, you have a meeting tomorrow night.
Yes, I do.
And Denise, tell me what your role is and about the organization.
Rebecca Nolan and I own the Houston Writers House, I guess, is the best way to say it. We are the co-directors of it. Been running it now for 2 years, I guess, maybe 2.5. It was started by Roger Paulding, who also started the Guild. He had a pretty good idea how to set that up. So we took it over from him. He's gotten older and was unable to continue to do it. So
it looked like a lot of the night I was there. It was a great night, very successful. But I thought that's a lot of work.
Well, it is a lot of work, and it does keep me pretty busy between that and what I'm doing now. It's like, oh my gosh. It's hard to get everything done, honestly. Plus, bookkeeping for your own business with the tooth collector fairies. It's a full-time job, but it's something I enjoy doing, so that makes it all worth it, of course. But so Houston Writers House, yeah. So Rebecca and I run it. We've got some volunteers that are helping us. We meet once a month, the fourth Tuesday of the month at the Black Labrador on Montrose. That's 6:30 to 8:30. And so what we decided was we wanted to be a little bit different than the other writing groups in the community. And so, we're trying to be very set with meeting the same place, the same time, every month. We like to have somebody come and speak, to give our members something that they can learn and then give everybody a chance to visit with each other. We usually have about 25 or 30 people show up. So that works out well. But we're also trying to be deeply community oriented and involved. And so it's in September, October, November, December, we do something within the community. So 3 years ago, when my first book came out, I felt so happy about all the success I had with it that I really felt strongly about doing something for the community. So I reached out. I didn't know where I was going to go, so I reached out to different people, and
that's the second one.
I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, but I wanted to help. I thought maybe if I could go to MD Anderson and talk to the kids, and maybe if I could go.
This was your first book, right, Denise?
Yes.
That is beautiful.
So let me just fast forward here. But long story short, I got connected with the Ronald McDonald House, and so 2 years ago I had Ronald McDonald House event, and I gave away 50 books to the kids that are there. They have 50 families that live at the Ronald McDonald House, and so now I decided to include the Houston Writers House members that are authors that wanted to participate, bring their books. And so this year will be our third year going back. And last year we had a great turnout with our members bringing books to donate to the families that were there. So that's our September deal, Houston Writers House. And October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so we give money to the breast cancer awareness people for every person that joins or renews. We donate, I think it's $5 to the breast cancer awareness. And then November we have the toy run, and then December is food bank. So we're kind of, trying to do other things that make the people that are in our organization feel like they're part of making our community better. So
that's a great concept. I love it when any group considers the nonprofits, because we all know how much work goes into being part of a nonprofit, and how volunteers are sometimes hard to come by and all the other stuff. So congratulations on that. That's awesome. That's a great story. So I want to talk to you about the books now. And Russell, you want to show that one again? That was the first book.
The first one or the second one?
The first one, because I want to ask her about the books, about her writing those books. So Tooth Collector Fairies. That's hard for me to put it in that order, because I want to say the Tooth Fairies Collector, because tooth and fairies always go together, normally when you say it. So tell me about this. How did the Tooth Collector Fairies come into existence, and what is Bettina's best first day?
Well, I will tell you one thing first real quick, because you'll appreciate this. The name of the book, I was going back and forth about what to call it. And Pam Van Scoit helped with that. She was like, I think that probably this would be the best way. Well, and I ended up doing was the tooth collectors, there's a community called Brush-A-Lot, and that's where tooth collectors live. And within the community, I've created a society, and there are 3 jobs. You have tooth collectors. They're all fairies. We have tooth collectors, we have tooth inspectors, and we have tooth manufacturers. So that's what we're Tooth Collector Fairy, because this book is talking about the adventures, basically, of these tooth collectors. So,
isn't that a great idea? I love that story. So Bettina's first book, Bettina's best first day was the first book.
Yes.
And when was that published?
That was published in 2016. And that book started out as a picture book, but I took it to lots of different places to critique. I took it to SCBWI. I sat with Kimberly Morris, and this was what caused me to take the path that I did. She told me that I probably should make it. My writing was probably more suited for a chapter book than a picture book, and so I increased the word count from 1,000 to 4,000 words, and it worked out real well for me. But in this book, what it does is it outlines the function of the tooth collector. The tooth collector, they pick up a tooth. It's for kids to understand the concept. The tooth gets picked up. It goes to the inspection department where Mr. Gizmo, who's the inspector, inspects it and declares it well brushed. And once it's declared well brushed, it goes to the manufacturing department on a conveyor belt to the super duper magic dust making machine, where it is magically transformed into fairy dust. And that's the fairy dust that enables a tooth fairy to fly. And if children don't brush their teeth, then there won't be any tooth fairy dust.
Well, isn't that a cool story?
That's a good concept. I like
it is
that.
A good concept.
And the cover is gorgeous. It's really
thank you. Thanks, Aimee.
Yeah.
So book 2 It's coming out now. And you're launching it on May 27th, which is a week from Sunday, at the Houston Children's Museum.
Yes.
And this one is
Wow.
called Home from Decay Valley. So tell us about the story behind this book, Decay Valley. That tells us something right there. So
Yes. Well, there was this question about, the first book, everybody really, got a lot of positive feedback from the first book. And I have a friend who's a dental hygienist, and let her read the book before it actually was published. And she was all fired up about it, but she had one complaint, and that was that I did not discuss in book one what happened if the tooth fairy collected a poorly brushed tooth. And I was like, well, I guess I could work on that. So I decided that I would have Decay Valley, because that's the first thing that came to my mind was Decay Valley. I mean, how perfect a name is that? So I actually started writing Decay Valley right after the first book came out, which was, and it just kind of flowed out. So what happens in the book two is first of all, in book one, we have a bully who didn't study in school. So that's why she was a bully, because she didn't get to become a tooth collector. So she made fun of Bettina, who has oversized wings, which make her feel inferior. And she has to overcome her fears. And that's actually the other part of the story, her overcoming and winning Best First Day ribbon. But anyways, the bully tried to sabotage their mission in book one. So in book two, the bully, her name is Jolene, she goes back to school and graduates from Oral Academy with a B+, because not all children can make A's, but she still becomes a tooth collector. And so she goes out on her first day, and Bettina's going out on the same day. And Bettina, unfortunately, collects a poorly brushed tooth. And it's awful. It rarely happens in brush a lot. And so when she gets back, Bettina tries to trick the inspector and does a lot of things. Jolene can't help herself. But Bettina takes it to Mr. Gizmo. He declares it poorly brushed, and she knows, because of the rule books, that she has to deposit it at Decay Valley. Unfortunately, when she gets to Decay Valley, she doesn't have any more fairy power. She can't fly anymore. She can't make her way back. So she has to stay in Decay Valley until the child that lost a poorly brushed tooth has a well-brushed tooth collected. And when that occurs, then she can get out of Decay Valley.
So I thought it was a tooth that came back from Decay Valley, but it's the fairy that came back from Decay
That's
Valley.
awesome, though. Like
that is. I love those stories. How creative. How creative.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. So everyone's invited on May 27th, right?
Yes.
So May 27th, the Children's Museum on Benz. And what is the times?
Well, the musical.
So let's talk about the musical for a minute.
Okay.
So book one was made into a musical and performed first by who?
Haiti Visual Performing Arts Theater. I have their picture here. I can show you. This was the first group. If you can you see that? That's the first team.
Oh,
that is cool. That's
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was. Really
and then we had the picture. This is the second.
The picture that's on the screen I'm looking at is the second group which performed it, and that was the Conroe, the kids in Conroe from the Owen Theater. They're called the Sea Kids Theater School, and so these kids go to school and learn different things. And so I pitched my musical to them, and they were very excited about it and picked it up. And I guess that's been about 3 months ago, and they performed it Mother's Day weekend.
Wow, that's awesome. That is just, I could picture the musical. That's great.
And so they're going to perform it on Sunday the 27th at the Children's Museum.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the first part of the whole launch will be the performance, and then there will be a party, and Denise is taking care of having food and all that stuff, and she'll have books to sell, of course. So I think that's a great way to launch a book.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
For every book goes to the Barbara Bush Literacy Foundation.
That's true. I forgot to mention that. We have that in the press release. So I helped Denise with a press release that we've been sending out and will continue to send out all week. So I just think that's very exciting and
Do you have any plans about Amazon promotion?
No. But
is it on is it on Amazon?
Yes.
So you might want to look at an Amazon promotion and for children's books. And Amazon has, by the way, this is something I just found out this week, Russell, you and Aimee, is in their contract, which Manning Wolf, I hope you're still watching because I paid attention. She spoke Thursday night at the Nonfiction Authors, and in the contract, which she's a lawyer and she knows Russell, also a lawyer, not a contract lawyer.
I wasn't in court because I was in trouble today.
Yes. Yeah, he was not appearing before the judge as a criminal. He was there as the attorney. So, but Manning showed us or explained to us on Thursday that there's a contract that Amazon has, and they put the terms of that contract to read. And one of them is you cannot have anyone who is connected with you in any way review the books. And you are subject to being taken off Amazon forever if you break that contract. So we're going to go read that contract carefully before
we are.
Well, that happened to Rebecca. The Amazon removed all of her reviews, and she's been reviewing books for 8-10 years. She had hundreds of reviews, and honest reviews that were, not people that paid her or, traded for reviews. It was just, she reads a lot and she loves to review books, and they took every one of her reviews down.
And why?
Because they said that it was collusion.
Oh my God.
We talked about that last week, right?
Yeah.
We did. So, we just did a book launch for one of our clients who's watching, Sue Holly. And she just bought your book on Kindle for her granddaughter. She said, can't wait for her to wake up from her nap. Sue's daughter just started working again after having a baby. And so Sue has her granddaughter Mondays and Wednesdays. So yay. So Sue, we paid attention.
Thank you.
Sue Holly launched her book last weekend, Mother's Day weekend. And we did have some reviews pulled. So, so we're going to go review that contract, and because we do not want to go into Amazon prison.
Oh,
so we've been in Facebook prison a couple of times. We don't want Amazon.
If you would just listen to me.
And what were your words of wisdom, sir?
About the interconnection. That's how Amazon figures that out.
It is how they figure it out. But when they do figure it out, we do not want to be, honestly, we had people get pulled that really weren't connected. But if there's a seeming connection, apparently, we're going to check it.
Connected now? Does that make...
It probably makes you and I connected.
Okay.
Because I did the press release and I'm sending out the press release. So,
right.
So I will buy the book. I will not try to review the book because I don't want to get you or me in Amazon prison. So we don't want to go to prison. That would not be a fun place to go.
It's not so bad. I was at the federal prison downtown Houston. I bet you guys didn't even know there was one. A few months ago, and they had to get my client out of yoga class so I could meet with her.
Oh, stop it.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
I am not kidding you.
I'm too pretty to go to jail.
Yeah, you said that last week about the federal
but maybe
judge.
not to one that has yoga. You might survive well there.
No, I'm still too pretty. I don't care about yoga class. It's what happens at night. I'm too pretty to go to jail. I stay out of jail. Okay,
I think Amy's watched that Scared Straight a little too much.
No, I was there. I'm already already scared straight.
And Russell, you were talking about federal prison. She was in federal court, the jury, last week. But so you were actually had to get somebody out of the prison to meet.
I didn't get her out. I just went to meet with her and discuss what to do next.
Hey, I saw a sentencing, and it was a cool sentence to see. Doesn't mean I want to like spit into that crowd. But it was...
No, we don't. We'll stay away from that crowd and the Amazon prison. So, Vola wants to know, Russell, were you on vacation? Is that why you had the grandbaby this weekend? Are you on vacation?
No, because my daughter got home from Barcelona. She'd been there about 8 or 9 days, and she and her husband wanted to go out together, and so we kept the baby while they went out.
We'll have fun.
Yeah. I took her across the street to the park, all that stuff.
How old is she?
19 months.
Oh.
She's like a Tasmanian devil. She's a little tornado that goes.
So we are getting towards the end of our.
Can we ask Aimee the social media question?
So it's time for our social media. We need to get some kind of like sound to play.
Well, we have this right above Aimee.
Yeah.
So Aimee, Denise has a like we all do. She has a web page, and she said she has a connecting Instagram page, but she's only done 8 pictures on it. How can Denise promote her web page through Instagram?
So if your Instagram is set up as a business account, which it should be because you're an author and you want to potentially sell your books on there. If it's set up as a business account, you can run promotions, but it'll let you put the URL in there for your book. So you can go buy now and things like that. But in order to do that, you need to have more than 8 photos on there to kind of gain credibility. So one thing that I tell authors to do, especially I think with your book, it would be very beneficial, is to kind of jump in the seat of your character, which is the tooth collector, and kind of do some fun posts with her and, some nice illustrations from your books, and kind of jump into that role and make it like she's engaging too. A lot of people like that, especially since it's children's book.
Yeah, like I do with Marilyn, but not evil and killing.
Yeah, just don't do evil and killing. Got to make it child friendly. If you do things like that, it'll drive traffic to all of your other platforms, which are your ultimate end goal is to drive traffic to sell your books. So by converting it to a business account, if you run ads on Facebook or whatever you do, it'll run on Instagram simultaneously. But then when you put the URL in there, you can have, buy now and do things like that. Instagram stories is very big because Instagram and YouTube are the top platforms at the moment. And within Instagram stories, you can do a buy now button and have that link. When they click on it, it takes you to buy your book. So there's a lot of interesting and neat, fun things to do. And I think with you having a children's book that is very well illustrated and looks really colorful and nice, and kind of monopolize on that and, make sure the set theme is very colorful and bright and kind of goes with your characters. I don't think you'll have a problem doing that.
Who is your illustrator, Denise?
A guy named Gabor Itomo. I got him, searched for him through elance.com, which I think has a new name now. He actually, his agent is Storybook Art out of New York.
So do you have the rights to use those illustrations in marketing and things like that?
Yes. So
you could really take the pictures, the illustrations from the book would be great Instagram pictures, wouldn't they, Aimee?
They would, yeah.
So what do I take the picture with my phone? I'm in Instagram. I get in Instagram and then I take the picture.
Right. So Instagram is app based, so you have to do it all through your phone.
Yeah. So I can't have a picture and add it to Instagram. I have to actually take it with my phone.
Well, no. If it's in your camera roll, so if you want to, take a photo from Facebook and you want to save it onto your camera roll on my phone, Apple's are maybe different, but for Android, I can hold the picture and it'll say, save as or, whatever, save photo, and then it'll be in your camera roll and then you can upload it. So you don't have to manually take photos. You can upload it as long as it's in your camera roll on your phone.
And what I do for my Instagram is I have the Instagram app on my phone. So if somebody sends me a picture, a photo, like the ones you sent me, then I can either do what Aimee said and save it to my phone, or I can share it from my phone. It's got the little upload little image, and I can upload it to Instagram. Yeah. And that's how I do most of mine, rather than save them, because I'm not always sure how to do the save part. So
yeah, I just need to get more proficient in the functionality of Instagram itself as a platform. It's one I haven't concentrated on a lot, but it sounds like Aimee you're telling me that it's like one of the top media.
Well, especially for your market.
For your
market especially.
So can you overflood that market? I mean, that Instagram page, or just go? I mean, what's the average? How many should you post daily or weekly, or I mean, what do you recommend?
Well, so I always encourage, if you're new to it, at least once a day. But once you kind of get the hang of it, you want to be posting primarily 2 to 3 times a day once you get the hang of it, just to kind of gain traction and credibility and things like that. Hashtags are going to be very important on Instagram. So the more hashtags you use, the different threads you're going to be in, the different groups that are going to see your posts. So those are going to be really important too. And it's not like on Facebook where you should only use for like professional and things like that. Instagram is very hashtag oriented. So you want to use as many as possible that correlate with your book and your market.
Okay.
It's going to be very important.
Got it. Wow, that's very informative. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Aimee's awesome. She's abundantly social.
Yes. Oh, man.
So it's been about our 30 minutes, so we're going to wrap up now. And Russell, any final word from you? Anything sitting there in your cigar bar writing? I hope that means you're doing some writing.
Well, as soon as we finish here and I finish the cigar, I will. But nice. Do we have any final questions or anything from our viewers?
Thank you for saying that, because I do have some people I want to say hi to. Bill Meganhart. Do you know Bill Meganhart, Denise?
I don't know him.
Because he did some illustrations back when I was, talking to Pam and working with them. Nicole Carter, who's a friend of Aimee's, is on. And, of course, James Price and Ella are 2 of our favorite people. They're our current illustrator as far as book covers, and his wife is an editor. So, looking to see if there's anyone else. And then Manning and Vola was on several times, Sue. So no questions, really. Just wanted to say hi to everybody that joined us.
Well, then the last thing I want to say is, if you're watching us on YouTube, please comment and like, subscribe if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So one of the things somebody told me this week was that videos are more difficult to watch than a podcast that's audio. So the suggestion was that we take out the audio and also post it as an audio podcast. So we're going to be looking into doing that. So Aimee, Miss Technology herself here, let's see what we can do, because we do want people to be able to listen to it and download it to their phone or but we also want to grow on YouTube as well. So we want to tell the world about AuthorTalk, and it's where we share authors' stories and the part of their marketing. So Denise, thank you for being here and sharing your amazing books.
Yes.
And so one more time, it will be Sunday, May 27th, Children's Museum. And what time does the musical start?
Musical starts at 2, and the official launch is at 3:15.
Cool. So be there. Be watching for it. We'll have it on all the social media and have some pictures. And if you have any other pictures you want me to share, Denise, just send them to me. So, Aimee, any last word from you?
No, it was fantastic meeting you, and your books are so colorful, and it's just the story behind it and the passion that you have when you talk about it is very inspiring. So thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Aimee. Nice.
That is awesome.
Nice to meet you.
So, Denise, do you have any final thing you want to say?
Well, no, I just want to thank you guys for giving me a chance opportunity to be on your podcast. This is really fun.
Well,
and I'm going to start following you.
Well, good. Yay. We have a new follower. Yay. So thank you all. And we will see everyone next Monday at 10 o'clock, unless Russell gets called back to court again, or unless the judge has to see Russell one more time. So have a great week.
Y'all stay out of prison. Bye.